Hello everyone, this is JH from We Lift Weights, and today we've got some shocking news coming out of South Korea. ITA, the International Testing Agency, just announced an anti-doping rule violation last night on Kwon Dae Hee, a rising star in the weightlifting scene. For those of you who don't know who Kwon Dae Hee is, he's a 19-year-old South Korean weightlifter. He's won World Junior Championships last year, and he had the highest total among 81 kilo class lifters in South Korea. He hasn't competed that often yet in international competitions, but he was already outlifting his senior teammates when he was just 17 years old. So this is what we know so far. Last night, ITA announced that Dae Hee tested positive for trimetazidine. I hope I'm saying that right. This substance was found from a sample collected during an out-of-competition test performed back in 26th of February. Trimetazidine is a substance that is usually known for treating heart-related conditions such as angina. As you can see here on the original report by the ITA, it is prohibited under the 2025 WADA prohibited list as S4 hormone and metabolic modulators. I believe trimetazidine was mostly made famous by the Chinese Olympic champion in swimming, Sun Yang, and he tested positive back in 2014, literally 4 months after trimetazidine got added onto the prohibited list. More recently, a Polish tennis player, Iga Świątek, tested positive for trimetazidine last year in August. Apparently, this turned out to be due to a contamination in a non-prescription medicine manufactured and sold in Poland. I'm not going to go too much in detail about how trimetazidine works in the human body. Basically, it will improve performance by boosting your cardiovascular performance. It is told to improve physical efficiency, especially in the case of endurance sports. So, I actually have no idea why an Olympic weightlifter would use trimetazidine to boost performance in the first place. Obviously, this is a very, very explosive sport and is probably the furthest thing away from endurance sports. You could argue that it may boost performance in the sense that it allows you to train harder for longer amounts of time when you're prepping for a competition. Most people who watch weightlifting knows that weightlifters usually get caught for drugs that enhance muscular strength, such as anabolic steroids and SARMs. Maybe this is just another case of contamination. It is very strange that an Olympic weightlifter would use trimetazidine for performance enhancement. And you guys watching this video are probably thinking, another weightlifter who got caught for doping, what else is new, right? But this is actually a pretty big deal because South Korean weightlifters are well known for being clean. They've had a pretty good record for being clean in Olympic weightlifting. I'm not really sure about other sports, but when it comes to Olympic weightlifting, South Korean weightlifters have been clean for the most part. And in fact, this is the first time a South Korean weightlifter's name showed up on the sanction list. If you check out the sanction list on both the ITA and IWF website for the historical cases, you won't see any other South Koreans on the list. Of course, I'm not saying all South Korean weightlifters are 100% clean. I remember there being a positive case 5 years ago, but that was from internal testing results, not by WADA. And I'm a pretty big fan of Dae Hee. It is very disappointing to find out that he won't be competing anytime soon. He has been provisionally suspended. I was pretty sure that he would win at the upcoming Junior World Championships that's happening literally in like 2 weeks. Also potentially medal at the Asian Championships. Usually if you test positive for doping, you get banned for 4 years. If the athlete can prove that this was not an intentional use, the ban will get reduced to 2 years. I think there's a very good chance that this was due to a contamination in a supplement or over-the-counter medication, since weightlifters don't really benefit out of trimetazidine that much. Also, I've spoken many times to the members of the Korean national weightlifting team, and they get tested a lot. Not just by WADA, but by the internal testing agencies. I remember an athlete from the national team telling me that he usually gets tested once a month and sometimes even up to 3 times a month when there's an upcoming competition. It is very unlikely that an athlete selected to be on the national team will willingly take prohibited substance because the chances of getting caught is pretty high. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm Korean and I'm also a big fan of Korean weightlifters, but I really hope this was an unintentional use of a prohibited substance. Obviously, this literally got announced last night and is a developing story. I'll keep you guys updated as I hear more about this case. You guys can check out the original report by the ITA. I'll link that in the description below. Usually I don't do these types of videos that often, but please let me know if you like to watch more contents like this. As always, thank you for watching, and if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. And we sell We Lift Weights original tapes and t-shirts on the website, so please check that out as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.